Hey everyone, it's about 1:06 in the morning on this now Tuesday, and I thought I'd kind of ask you a question concerns several major wrestling championships, if you will. First of all, let's start with WWE. Now we know as of Sunday evening and last night on Raw that Randy Orton and John Cena are on top of the WWE. Randy Orton is the WWE champion and John Cena is the World Heavyweight champion. Now, this kind of does kind of throw the question out there. Is WWE planning a unification match? Is WWE planning a unification match down the line, probably at WrestleMania 30? Now, you might think it would be kind of stupid, but then again, a lot of people have looked at the fact that the World Heavyweight Championship has been basically devalued over time, has been basically treated like a joke. Even though several of the champions that have held it have had some decent defenses, basically decent matches along the way. But now the question is John Cena the last World Heavyweight Champion we're going to have? Because if speculation becomes reality and WWE does decide to go with a unification match between the World Champion and WWE Champion at WrestleMania 30, um, the question is, who will they choose to be the new undisputed unified champion? A lot of people like the Schleg Daddy, Jeff Schiegel, over at the OTRS Central, has already indicated or felt that WWE is teasing us with this potential matchup. And yeah, John Cena, Randy Orton, they're pretty much the rivalry that's like a Rock and Austin or a Hogan Savage, maybe Hogan Warrior, Hogan Piper, whatever you want to call it. Brett Shawn of this generation. Because it seems that despite whoever else holds the WWE title or World Heavyweight title, that a majority of the time, both championships somehow, seemingly, end up on both Randy Orton and John Cena, and coincidentally, at times, they end up on John Cena and Randy Orton at the same time, just like now. So now the question is risen once again. Has risen once again. Is WWE planning to have John Cena and Randy Orton compete in a unification match for the title of WrestleMania 30? Now, you might say, well, that wouldn't make sense, and that would devalue the Royal Rumble victory for the Royal Rumble winner. And that's true. But who's to say they won't do a repeat of the World Heavyweight title match from WrestleMania 20? Excuse me. Where you have both champions as well as the Royal Rumble winner all competing in a unification match to determine a unified champion. Who's to say that won't happen? Because it just might. But then again, we don't necessarily have to go with Cena and Orton, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people would be happy not to see. I think what a lot of people would like to see, if a unification match had to happen in some way, they would like to see it between Daniel Bryan and CM Punk. Because from what a lot of people are indicating right now, it seems that WWE is going in a direction that if they don't do a unification match and they still keep the championships separate, that Daniel Bryan and CM Punk will headline WrestleMania for the WWE title, and this time be the last match on the card. That's what's being that in the eyes of some people is what is the direction WWE seems to be heading. But as proven tonight, from what a lot of people have said, WWE can be unpredictable. Some people say tonight's or last night's Monday Night Raw was unpredictable. So who's to say WWE probably won't go in that direction? I mean, when you think about it, it would kind of make sense. You know, you have Triple H taking over eventually. You have Stephanie McMahon taking over eventually. It would only make sense that if Triple H is going to be in charge, being an old school kind of guy that he is, he'd want to at least have one champion, one secondary champion, maybe a secondary champion, a third dear champion, tag champions, and Divas champion. He would like to at least have maybe kind of what the equivalent that TNA once had. TNA had the world title, the X Division title, the television title, the Knockouts title, and the tag titles. So I'm thinking that might be what WWE wants to do, especially if, let's say, Triple H is taking over soon in real life, not storyline, but real life. They may want to go with just a one major champion, which would be the WWE champion, unified champion, an Intercontinental champion, which would be like the second step to the world title, to that unified title, a United States champion, which kind of be like that, that second to next step, and then a Divas champion and tag champions. It would make sense. You'd have everything balanced out. But again, it all depends on if they go in that direction. And if they do, if WWE goes with a unification match, who do you think they're going to decide to unify the belts? Are they going to stick with Cena and Orton? Or they're going to go with maybe surprisingly CM Punk and Daniel Bryan? Or maybe will they go with somebody out of the blue? Who do you think? But that's WWE. Now let's take a look at TNA. TNA is a world title picture and possibly the future of all the championships. Now we know storyline-wise that AJ is taking the TNA title and defending it in other promotions like New Japan Pro Wrestling, Wrestle-1 in Japan, AAA down in Mexico, and who knows where else, at least up until the 7th of November. Then, of course, you have, the storyline that Dixie is going to do a tournament to crown a new champion. Well, here's my opinion on this whole TNA, AJ taking the TNA title and defending it all over the world. I'm thinking that this, because the PWR guys, the Pro Wrestling Report guys, said it best, that Bound for Glory was a hard reset for the company. And I'm thinking part of that hard reset could be the fact that they truly want to make their titles mean something. That maybe they want the world title to actually go by what it means, or go by what it says, be a world championship, be an actual world title. And if that's the direction they want to go in with the world title, that may also be the same thing for all the other titles. Think about it. You could have AJ Styles kind of be that forefront, that front piece, that key, that catalyst, if you will, to ignite something that would basically make the championships mean something. In other words, actually have them mean something when it comes to international world flavor. So that instead of just defending them in TNA, have them defended all over the world in other promotions, and in several independent promotions here in the States and in Canada and wherever. Give them that true international feel that they mean something as world championships. If that's the direction they're going with, as far as this whole TNA championship and AJ defending it all over the world. And if that's the start of something that could be, in my view, a positive thing for TNA, then it could be the same. Then that could lead to the X Division tag titles and knockouts titles. Their X Division tag team and knockouts titles going in the same direction. Because if you truly want to, because if they are truly set on resetting and rebooting the company and once again being that alternative, this is a good way to go. And if AJ going like this storyline wise to do so, then so be it. But what are your thoughts on it? Do you think that's the direction TNA may go in? Do you think this whole AJ defending the TNA title around the world is just that first step to all the championships going in that same direction with this reboot of the company? Let me know what you guys think. And also, it seems that we're going to have undisputed match, an undisputed world title match in Ring of Honor between Adam Cole and Jay Briscoe down the line, probably at Final Battle 2013. So, but that's just my thoughts on all the championship world titles and championship situations in